She was there, fully present, engaged, maybe even warm toward you. And then silence. No argument, no explanation, no dramatic exit. She just disappeared. And the worst part? She doesn't seem to lose any sleep over it. If you've ever been cut off by a Sigma female, you know exactly how disorienting that feels. No closure, no second chances, just a clean, cold, permanent cut. Today we're going to tell you the brutal truth about why she did it and why she has zero regrets. Stay until the end because reason number 1 is the one nobody talks about. Before we dive in, the Sigma female doesn't operate on the same emotional rules as most people. She doesn't cut people off out of anger. She doesn't do it for revenge. She does it because her peace, her time, and her energy are sacred to her. When you threaten any of those 3 things, you become optional. Fast. Reason 1. You mistook her kindness for weakness. The Sigma female is quietly kind. She listens deeply, supports generously, and rarely makes a scene. Some people see this and think she'll let them get away with anything. Wrong. She was observing every interaction. She noticed when you pushed. She noticed when you took without giving back. She gave you time to course correct, silently. You didn't. So she closed the chapter. No warning, no scene, just gone. Reason 2, you were emotionally draining. The Sigma female values her mental and emotional energy more than most people value money. She is deeply self-aware and has spent years protecting her inner world. If you were constantly venting without reciprocating, pulling her into your chaos or making her feel emotionally responsible for your happiness, she felt it. And she made a quiet, calculated decision that you were costing her more than you were contributing. To her, cutting you off wasn't mean. It was necessary maintenance. Hot and cold behavior is one of the fastest ways to lose a Sigma female permanently. She doesn't enjoy the push and pull. She doesn't find it exciting or mysterious. She finds it exhausting and dishonest. When you showed up inconsistently, present one week, distant the next, enthusiastic then suddenly cold, she didn't chase. She didn't wonder. She simply updated her assessment of you. You became unreliable. And she has no room in her life for people she can't count on. The Sigma female has a deeply rooted sense of identity. She knows who she is, what she wants, and how she moves through the world. She didn't arrive at that by accident. It took years of self-reflection and the courage to live differently. If you made subtle or not so subtle comments about how she should be more social, more emotional, more traditional, more anything, she noticed. She may have smiled, she may have said nothing, but internally she filed it away. And at some point, that file got too full. You don't get to reshape a Sigma female. The moment she senses that's your goal, she's already mentally moved on. Trust to a Sigma female is not easily given. She is naturally private and selective. When she let you in, even partially, that was significant. If you gossiped about her, if you shared something she told you in confidence, if you made promises you didn't keep, if you were dishonest even once, even about something small, she registered it. And here's the harsh truth. She doesn't do second chances when it comes to trust. Not because she's unforgiving, but because she's experienced enough to know that patterns don't lie. One betrayal is enough data for her to make a final decision. Reason 6, you needed too much validation from her. The Sigma female is not a mirror for your ego. She won't spend her days reassuring you, inflating your confidence, or managing your insecurities. She simply isn't wired to be someone's emotional support system around the clock. If you constantly needed her approval, her praise, her attention, if you couldn't function without her reassurance, she started to feel less like your equal and more like your caretaker. That dynamic suffocates her. She needs a peer, not a project. And when she realized you were the latter, she stepped away. Not with cruelty, but with clarity. Reason 7. You disrespected her boundaries. The Sigma female sets boundaries, not with long speeches, but with behavior. She shows you what she tolerates and what she doesn't, quietly and consistently. Maybe she didn't answer calls after a certain time. Maybe she needed space before big decisions. Maybe there were topics she didn't engage with. These weren't suggestions, they were walls. If you pushed against them repeatedly, even under the guise of caring, even with good intentions, she experienced it as a fundamental lack of respect. And for a Sigma female, respect isn't just important, it's non-negotiable. Cross the boundary enough times and you won't get a confrontation. You'll get a disappearance. Reason 8. She outgrew you. This one might sting the most because it's not about anything you did wrong. The Sigma female is on a constant path of growth. She's always evolving, always learning, always leveling up. Sometimes people simply don't grow at the same rate. What you had in common 6 months ago no longer exists. The conversations feel flat, the connection feels shallow, you're moving toward different futures. She doesn't stay in relationships, friendships, romantic connections, or otherwise out of loyalty to history. She stays based on present alignment. When that alignment disappears, she moves on. Quietly, without drama, but completely. It's not personal, but it is final. Whether it was guilt-tripping, playing the victim, using silence as punishment, making her feel obligated, if you used any form of manipulation on a Sigma female, understand this, she saw it immediately. She has a finely tuned radar for psychological games. She spent time in solitude studying human behavior, including her own. She recognizes manipulation the way an expert recognizes a forgery. She won't call you out publicly. She won't argue. She won't send you a long message explaining herself. She will simply remove you from her life with the efficiency of someone who has done this before and feels absolutely no guilt about doing it again. Manipulation is the fastest way to get permanently blacklisted by a Sigma female. And here it is. The one nobody talks about. The Sigma female operates from a deep, unwavering commitment to herself. Not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. She has learned, often through painful experience, that no relationship is worth losing herself over. The moment she realizes that keeping you in her life requires her to compromise her peace, her values, her authenticity, or her future, she chooses herself. Without hesitation, without looking back. You weren't cut off because she hated you. You were cut off because she loved herself more. And there is nothing you can say, no apology you can offer, no grand gesture you can make that will override that decision. Because for her, it wasn't emotional. It was logical. It was necessary. It was done. If you've been cut off by a Sigma female, the closure you're looking for probably isn't coming. But maybe this video gave you something more valuable than closure: understanding. She didn't cut you off to punish you. She did it to protect herself, and in many ways, that's the most honest thing a person can do. If this resonated with you, like the video, drop a comment below about your experience and subscribe for more content that cuts through the noise. See you in the next one.